5D Earth. You'll also find many spiritual books to help both children and adults in their ascension back to home, to infinite God Source. Isn't it time to be part of the new consciousness renaissance? If this resonates with you, please subscribe to our website at infinitehuman.com and become part of our growing Infinite Human family.
Welcome back to the Infinite Human Talk Show with your host, Elizabeth Monroy. Do you have a question or comment for Elizabeth or her guests? Please call us at 888-346-9141. That's 888-346-9141. You can also text or email your questions and comments to infinitehumanproductions@gmail.com. Now, back to the show.
Hello, and welcome back. And we're talking with the great Ian Parks, who is a wealth of information about colonic science and the whole Christic architecture. And he's just explained to us about what is the mechanics of this timeline separation, or this amazing time we're about to enter. And I think, on one level, those who still want to have free will and want to continue, I guess, in what I would call the artificial time loop, which we've been in, which is kind of repeating the same old, and living in the finite reality of 3D Earth. They have that right, and they're going to be able to continue that. But I think we're going to see a huge pathway cleared for us, those who are the foundation, the co-creators of the new Earth. And I think many of us that are, if you're listening to my words right now, if you're feeling what's going on, I think you carry a certain encryption in your DNA, and perhaps you are not even, if you felt all your life you're not from here, perhaps you're not even from, not only the planet, not even the solar system, not even this time matrix, perhaps you're coming from another time matrix of what is called, the true Aquarius or Aquinas. Maybe you can help me with the pronunciation. And you've been part of this whole plan to come here and to be part of the awakening, or the part of not only the awakening but co-creation of a new Earth as we implement the Crystal River fail-safe program and begin to work with this plasma inner energy of creation. So can you talk a little bit about that, if you don't mind, Ian?
So just to where we were before.
Yes.
You wanted to know what was going on the sort of the 8th and the 9th.
Yes, and how that all relates. Yes, please.
Yeah. So basically, for the last 7 years, we've been experiencing these negative, what are called trumpet pulses. That started in 2016. It was going to all create this. This was the plan. They were going to create this big, massive sort of black hole, which basically each of these 7 trumpet pulses spans 7 different dimensional levels, and it was going to create this one enormous trumpet pulse, and it was going to create this massive amount of quantum, massive black hole, and that they were going to use that quantum to drag the crystal spiral down into fall alignment, so it aligns with the Fibonacci spiral. And that was the event. That was what they were planning to do. That was the event that they were going to use to drag us all down. Now, that's not going to happen.
Good. Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank a lot of people. God.
Thank God indeed, yeah. Because when this event happened in 2016, the Thea Firestorm event, immediately, I mean, it was planned, so it finishes on the 8th and 9th of November. That's what the FA's planned. They knew that the spirals were going to be very, very close together at this point in time. So they planned this 7 years ago to occur right now. Now, when this event happened in 2016, it automatically triggered an event called the 5 RRRs, which are it's like a NOMI code activation. Basically, it creates this series of they're called chevron pulses, and it's 7 chevron pulses, Now, these chevron pulses, each one is designed to collapse the trumpet pulse. So I think they work like the trumpet pulse will fire, like trumpet pulse 1. And then,
yeah, well, just to kind of wrap that up. So basically what we've been in is in a multidimensional chess game. And every
well, yeah,
time we make a move, the FA, which is fallen angelics or parasites, as you call them, and then, the guardians who are the, the good guys, it's been like this play. But isn't it, I would say we kind of like, we were at a stalemate, a checkmate, where nobody was, it was just continuing on this long experiment or whatever saga that's been going on for billions of years. And
absolutely.
the fail-safe program was to kick in and to basically say, okay, fine, that was all fun. That was a nice story we all wrote, but now we have to all return back into alignment with infinite God source. Enough of your experimentation with free will. It's just gone. So you're taking everyone else's free will, and that's just not going to happen. So the fail-safe program is kind of like auto correction to return everything back into alignment with the true organic blueprint of our, infinite universe, which is in alignment. So can you talk a little bit, since we're running out of time, about what that is, what that means? The
Okay.
crystal river plasma that's coming in.
So basically, what actually happened, what triggered failsafe in the first place, is around about 2011. The two spirals were meant to cross around that time, and it became apparent that the crystal spiral wasn't going to have enough quantum to be able to break free. So it triggered an event called the Crystal River Failsafe Host, which is imagine a God source consciousness field. Imagine it's like a huge body of God source consciousness field, which is all of creation everywhere. And it's like the immune system of God source consciousness field. It's like an autoimmune response to try and basically when the integrity, it's exactly. When the Christ code, original eternal life program, is threatened beyond a certain point, it triggers an event called failsafe, which is designed to protect the integrity of the Christ code from further contamination of the rest of God source consciousness field's body, if you like.
There we go.
So it contains it. So basically, what happens in a failsafe? It's incredibly detailed information. Basically, it opens up into internal creation. Then these incredibly powerful, what are called internal creation plasma frequencies come in, and that's designed to grab on and anchor our external creation from further fall and further damage, which is exactly what's happened. That was triggered in August 2011.
And bring us back. I mean, that's what we're experiencing right now. These plasma frequencies that are coming, through the sun and coming through, everything. They're just internally bathing us and bringing us back to infinite source. Really.
Now, basically, here's the interesting bit, which you need to be aware of. The actual date that these spirals cross is always in flux. It's not like written down somewhere that these spirals will cross on this particular date. It's in flux all the time, and it depends on the quantum of the crystal spiral, the quantum of the Fibonacci metatronic spiral, what the fallen angelic groups are doing at any one time, what the Christic council groups are doing at any one time. Basically, it's a game of cat and mouse, basically. So
but I think what you just said, I mean, it really resonated with me, the part about, this autoimmune response, and just coming in like almost like, something, the plasma, is bathing us, like and I think, I always say we are a reflection, a hologram, of infinite, our bodies are the same if you go out in space and you go inward. So I think a lot of us too are feeling that right now. now, because it's as this plasma is kind of purging out, all the fallen architecture, and the phantom worlds, and I think it is going to evict completely all this AI, fallen angelic parasitical mechanisms, and I know a lot of people have been feeling that this week too. I know you all said you were tired. I've been like ill, like, because I just felt like I was dumping so much toxins. I was going through like a healing crisis, and I think a lot of people I've heard, are like crying all day, or feeling like totally foggy, exhausted between different worlds. So I think, as above, so below, what we're feeling, what is happening to our Mother Earth, because we're so deeply synced, and this is again part of the process too, biosyncing with Earth. What do you think about that?
Yeah. Well, when you are, and I'll get into this as well, how you actually choose to be on the crystal spiral. Now, there's Aisha gives, like in her teaching, she gives like sort of plasma techniques.
Well, let's get into it now, because we just have like 10 minutes left.
Okay, so basically,
what can people do to get onto the crystal spiral, to move into the eternal life force and away from the anti-Christic death cult?
Okay, so in very, very simple terms, before this fail-safe event happened, there's a process of we live in an external creation, and in external creation, you go through cycles of incarnation, and then in those cycles of incarnation, you're supposed to go through ascension, and ascend up the density levels and back to God's source consciousness field. Now, where we live in our 15-dimensional time matrix, the local light body structure is too badly damaged for us to be able to get back to God's source consciousness field the normal way we would normally do it, via
the stairway of heaven. Yes,
Aisha calls it the stairway to heaven. It's the structure of all the templates going back up to God's source consciousness field. Yes. The light body structure is too badly damaged. We can't get out anymore. We're trapped in here.
But the good news is there's good news.
The good news is there's now this thing called the Crystal River Failsafe Host, and it provides us a mechanism to be able to get out of here and get back on to an eternal life Christic ascension path.
Directly, more directly.
Directly, absolutely. So basically, in order to get on that path, most people's higher selves will choose this, because most people don't know anything about spiritual teachers, and they're never going to come across this information. So most people's higher selves,
because the infinite source within them is guiding them. But this is to help them understand more what's going on. I always like to, get it first interior, and then I like to look out to kind of expand on what I'm getting. Like, am I crazy?
But there's a way to, if you want to, shall we say, expedite the process.
Yes.
You can start working directly with these frequencies. You can actually accept the host. There's a technique you can do where you accept the host. It's completely free. You just go on arrayas.com, ARHAYAS.com, and just click on, there's like a free techniques section, and then you just do the free techniques in chronological order from bottom to the top, and you just do them techniques, and you accept the host, and then once you've accepted the host, that's it. You're on the crystal
and
spiral.
I just want to say something, like, I'm not saying to do that, because I did all this on my own, reading books and stuff, and I only do what resonates with me. And then I kind of got into the Christic communities, and I have, as a total alien, like, I know nothing, like, and then I found, there's such schisms going on, which I think is all part of the plan, actually, because the plan is pushing us to go inward. But there's one that's like pre-shield split, whatever, when there was a speaker too, and they are very much into that, which is the freedom teachings, and they say don't do what the new stuff. And then there's the Ashiana that's taking down the freedom teaching and saying don't do those techniques. So it's just like a mess, So again, as I just want to say, do what resonates with you. And this energy is coming in to get, I mean, you can do techniques, but from my personal experience, you can do all the activations you want till you're blue in the face, but until you actually integrate things into, first of all, your physical body, your emotional by purging your shadows, your dark side, your hurts, your blames, your fears, healing the inner child. I know people are like sick of hearing that. And also mentally and spiritually bodies, and bleed it into your daily life. You're just kind of keeping it in the spiritual levels or in the mental plane. And I don't mean to step on your practice, because if it works for you, one person's medicine is another person's poison, vice versa. I want to give everyone the chance to choose. So sorry. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm not saying anyone needs to go and do this. Just take what you resonate with, and leave the rest. Even Aisha
Exactly.
teaches that
Said.
information. She said you can read any information you want. Don't be afraid of anything. Just read it and just feel it out, type of thing. And if you find something positive in there, just go with that and leave the rest. That's like a philosophy to go through life, kind of thing. So
yeah. And I'm just going to kind of wind up there. Is there anything else you want to say? Because we've just got a few minutes. I kind of want to, ground this. And
yeah, well, just to finish,
okay.
if you want to choose the crystal spiral, but just visit. I mean, I will always point people towards this arrayus.com first. That's the teachings of Aisha Ashiana, previously known as Ashiana Dean, who wrote the Voyages books. Do the free techniques on there, and then there's a section on there to tell you how to get started, what materials to read and stuff like that. Now, if you want to, I've got my own Facebook group where you don't have to do. This is just me as a student. I've just created it.
What's the name of it?
It's a bit of a mouthful. So it's called Know Me Earth: Beginner's Guide to Fail-Safe Ascension.
Okay, and then you also have a YouTube channel, Waking Earth, which is excellent.
Waking Earth, and I'm going to be doing some videos. I'm going to be doing a video on the time wave spirals shortly. Okay. This information.
So he'll be talking in more depth what he didn't have the time to do today, with the graphs and charts, so you can see the visuals.
Well, yes, hopefully with some graphs and charts. Yeah, and I'm going to be doing some other videos on there about Tartaria and stuff like that.
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming, and we'll have you on again to talk about some more stuff. Thank you so much.
Brilliant.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Bye. Okay, and I just want to finish up here, wrap this up. Okay, and I just want to say that this is all based on my book, The Infinite Human, which is coming out really soon in an audiobook by popular request, everyone. And I want to thank everyone for the channel, because it's growing just by leaps and bounds amazingly. And if you hear this, it doesn't matter when you hear this. This is really timeless, because, you are creating your own reality. So you can, choose to make these shifts. I think if you continue on the passive consent of the Fibonacci spiral, just kind of, and I don't think anyone that's listening to this things are going to start getting more and more tough. You're going to have failing health. You're going to have a lot of, financial problems, emotional problems. It's just going to, it's going to get more difficult. And I think that's going to be to show you, to motivate you to make the leap over to the higher ground of the KRYSTALA spiral, or the 5D earth. And I also want to talk about, in terms of teachings, in terms of these teachings that were left by the true Christ, as I said, these emerald records or whatever. I think we're in 3D earth, we really needed to learn the teachings, which is very important. But when you get on to the 5D earth, as I talk about over here, you really have to integrate these teachings in your own unique way, taking what resonates and leaving what doesn't, and then be these teachings. So you have to integrate them into your life, and you have to ground them into day-to-day life, into the earth. And I was listening to Sasha Stones, who's creating like a new earth community, and I think it's really important. He was saying you have to really till the soil and get into the soil and ground yourself in the organic earth and be part of that. And people have been coming to me saying, oh, Elizabeth, what can we do? What can we do? Well, I'm talking about mundane, what we think mundane stuff. One of the things I'm doing, I'm actually moving to Malta next week. I don't know for how long. And I'm just looking at my clothes, for example, or my possessions. I'm saying this just doesn't resonate anymore. And I'm tossing everything out I'm tossing almost everything out because I was a widow for a while, and I just realized I was wearing so much black and just, little things like that. But they're huge, little mundane things really are setting the intention and making yourself choosing this other road. And a lot of you, and I know it's hard, especially for women, because we're always about friends and families and other people. But a lot of what's going on is, people are falling by the wayside. And, you're thinking, oh no, but I have to, save them. And we have this whole martyr victim persecutor kind of triangle that's been going on. And we really have to, getting onto what I call 5D Earth is really, or the higher dimensions, is leaving behind that. The best thing you can do for someone that you love is to get on this higher spiral and start creating a new Earth. Because, and I listen to a lot of the awakening communities, and they're going on and on about, oh, I want, and they are, I want, the systems to fall. And they are falling. Our banking system is crumbling. Our governments are, they're putting up a show. Our educational systems, everything on the old net 5D, 3D Earth is crumbling. And people are like, yeah, but where are we going to go? The other night, David Icke was talking, his Wi-Fi cut off. What are we going to do if we have no Wi-Fi? We have to create, and if you're going into digital cryptocurrency and you can't access the Wi-Fi, I know England was without Wi-Fi a few days ago. People couldn't pay with their credit cards. So, this is that Hopi timeline, the AI timeline that is ending. So you don't want to invest and put your energy in a timeline that is artificial. So we need to start creating these echo communities. The Tartarian architecture that Eon talked about a few in the last 2 weeks ago. Amazing stuff. We need to start, remembering these technologies and bringing them about so we can have clean healing, technologies and educations and everything. I was talking to Jay Wider, who wants to, start creating outside of the satanic Hollywood. So this is a wonderful opportunity. I really believe that we're getting the green light. I believe that all this interference of this artificial hacking into our true divine holographic template is going to pull away. And although at first it might be kind of, like you feel like you're blending in and out of realities, flashing in and out of different dimensions, and it is getting kind of surreal for many of us. I know I've talked to other people who are, very, very, talented, psychically astute, remote viewers, and they're just like kind of brain fog. It's like, because there's so much going on. We're tidying up many of our lifetimes or alternative identities that we've had in 3D Earth, and we're just kind of bringing all that quantum back to us to make this huge wave of energy forward, this quantum leap forward. So it's an amazing time to be alive. It really is all good. If you're feeling under the weather like I have, and I know many of you have, it's just normal. It's all good. It's all God. It's part of you healing. It's a healing crisis. So you can purge and cleanse yourself. So you can totally step on and download these plasma energies, letting them just bathe you, and upgrade you. And so it's going to be a major upgrade. And the way you can tell if something works, whether it's a technique, whether it's a teaching, whether it's what I'm telling you or what you're getting, is the proof is in the pudding. If you're starting to heal, if you're starting to have real bioregenerous, if you're getting younger again, if you're feeling abundant, if you're doing what you love to do, if you're feeling passionate and alive about life, then you're on the KRYSTALA spiral. And if you're not, that's fine. Purge whatever is still pulling you back to the past, pulling you back to the old, the Fibonacci spiral. All right. So, to wind that up, okay, thank you so much. And next week, I didn't do the live stream, so we're going to not be doing live stream much anymore, because the reason I chose this channel is because you can speak freely. And guess what? YouTube, Facebook, you cannot tell the truth anymore. David Icke was completely banned from there, who will be coming on in February. And next week, we're going to have the wonderful Tasha Rebel, who is the head of the Global protest for 5G. She's been carrying this torch for so long. I met her during 2020 when I was speaking out about, what the whole, COVID thing. Okay. And the COVID scam, I'll just say. And we're going to be getting into that. And we're going to be, addressing this whole hoax of the 5G conspiracy, theory. And I'll just say, I am not a conspiracy theorist. I am a conspiracy therapist. It's happening, guys, and I'm here to help you integrate it and deal with it. So have a wonderful week. And thank you so much for sharing this. Please share it with your friends. The more we can get these thoughts out there, the more we can really get going on this new timeline, this new KRYSTALA spiral. And have a wonderful, wonderful week. And really enjoy integrating these powerful energies into your life, because it's tremendous. And this is what we've been waiting for. The first will be last, the last will be first. The meek are inheriting the earth. And if you've been one who's been slapped down so many times, I know, like me, and you've had these trial runs of starting to get something off the ground, bring your dreams back, because your dreams are going to be coming true. I promise you, they really are. It's time. It's high time for dreams to come true. So until next week, love, sending you so much love, so much appreciation, and, have an infinite week. Ciao for now. Bye, bye, bye.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Infinite Human Talk Show with your host, Elizabeth Monroy. We hope today's episode has inspired you to join the new consciousness renaissance and be the change by reclaiming your true divine infinite nature within and becoming an infinite human and a co-creator of the new infinite earth. Tune in next week for another empowering episode. Until then, have an infinite week.